Assalamualaikum, Doctor. My name is Muhammad Hashim bin Muhammad Zain, student of Faculty of Applied Science from UiTM Perlis. My question is, to fulfill our purpose of life, we are following this religion. But also Allah said in Surah Al-Baqarah chapter 2 verse 120. And also Prophet also warned us in his last sermon in Arafah. He said that Shaitan have given hope in leaders doing astray, so don't follow him in small matters. My question is about those rumors and theory. Do you believe that there is a world-class organization who are trying to make us deflect from our real purpose of life by using such entertainment, sport and songs called Illuminati? Thank you, sir. Do you believe it exists or not? Thank you, sir.
Brother asked a question and he said Allah says that the Satan is trying to divert you. He said Surah Baqarah chapter 2 verse number 120, he gave the reference but didn't quote the verse. Surah Baqarah chapter 2 verse 120 says Walan tarda ankal yahudu walan nasara hatta tattabil millatihum, that the Jews and the Christians will never be satisfied until you follow their way of life. I don't know whether he meant this verse or some other verse, but Surah Baqarah chapter 2 verse 110 is Walan tarda yankal yahudu walan nasara hatta tattabil millatihum, that the Jews and Christians will never be satisfied until you follow their band of land. His question is that, do you believe that there are some organizations that are trying to divert the human beings into things which will take you away from the deen, like music and movies or whatever it is, or Fayyashi, etc. And what's my comment about Illuminati? If you ask me, there are organizations diverting you, 100% there are many. Regarding Illuminati, I have heard of it. I have not done much research, but I do agree that there are many organizations and many people working to divert the people away from our Creator Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whether it be politically, whether it be materially, whether it be educationally. Therefore you have to be careful. And I say that we as Muslims should be careful that we should stick to the Quran and Sunnah. If we stick to the Quran and Sunnah, we will find that we will achieve the purpose of our life. There are many organizations in education, whether it be science, whether it be technology, whether it be entertainment. They create, whether it be Hollywood, whether it be Disney World. If you know the background, they create all this cartoon, Tom and Jerry, no problem. But Tom and Jerry, they're teaching you, girlfriend, boyfriend. They're teaching you from young age. What harm in my son watching Tom and Jerry? What harm? They are inculcating in your small child of the age of 4, 5, 6, girlfriend, boyfriend. So when he grows old, girlfriend, boyfriend. Against Islamic teaching. They teach about homosexuality. So we have to be careful. That's the reason. What we do, the sister asked the question. We Islamicize. Though we take the syllabus of Cambridge, we have got training sessions for our teachers. 5 days is school for the children. For the teachers, they come 6 days. 1 day is to inculcate the Islamic aspects in your science, in your mathematics, in your history, in your geography. We go through the full syllabus. We have teachers trainer. Our teacher-student ratio, you know how much? For every one teacher, there is about 2.5 students. For every staff, for every 2 staff, there are 3 students. For every 2 staff, 3 students. 200 students, 150 staff. This is our ratio. When our teachers teach hifz, one Qari teaches only 2 students. When we go to these schools, these international schools, they have music classes. Completely with soundproof glasses, so that when they teach, the voice doesn't go out. What we do, we have got hifz classes, hifz cabin. Hifz cabin, soundproof, made of glass. So that when you recite loudly, your partner doesn't get disturbed. We take the idea but implement for the cause of Allah. What we have to be careful of this education, of this entertainment, of these movies. According to survey, on an average, a child of the age of 7 or 8 first time goes to a pornographic site. How? Because through these cartoons, it diverts to pornographic site. I've given a separate lecture on this topic. Time will not permit me. I have not completed. So you have to be careful. What you want to call them, forget it. Let's not go into names, whether Illuminati, whether it is this or whether it... But there is a big movement. We as Muslims should be careful. Our guidelines is the Quran and Sunnah. And we have to be careful that anything we diverts you from Allah and His Rasul, we have to be away from that. And we have people trying to, make it, and we feel everything is modern. Yes, being modern is no problem. But if that modern takes you away from Allah and His Rasul, then stay away from it. So we have to be careful when we check. Pick up the good things. Of the non-Muslim, no problem. But be careful. Don't get trapped and go away from your deen. That's the reason our Prophet Muhammad said that towards Qiyamah you'll have many number of Muslims, but they'll be like froth, no value. Today Muslims are 25% of the world, but what's the value? At the time of the Prophet, from the 8th to the 10th century, Muslims on top of the world. If you wanted to learn science, you had to learn Arabic. The father of chemistry, Jabir, they call Geber is Jabir ibn Hayyan, who distilled alcohol. Alcohol comes from the English word, from the Arabic word al-gul. At a time when before Einstein spoke about the theory of relativity, it was the Muslim scholars. Trigonometry, Balaptusi, the person who taught the zero was a Muslim. You can give a lecture only on the development of science done by the Muslims, because we were on top of the world. At that time, we were close to Quran and Sunnah. Because we were close to Quran and Sunnah, the advances we did in science was excellent. Today, we Muslims are away from Quran and Sunnah. Because we are away from Quran and Sunnah, we are at the bottom today. We are being hammered everywhere. You see in the world, we are being criticized, we are being tortured, we are being killed, and we are no force. We should be united on the basis of Quran and Sunnah and see to it that we teach our children and our generation to become close to Quran and Sunnah. Hope that answers the question.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.